Today, let me introduce you to a true summer treasure, a hardy perennial that can bloom for up to half the year. It's the magnificent coreopsis. Not only does it produce a profusion of blossoms, but its colors are rich and luminous, casting a warm, cheerful glow across your garden. And no, it's not the ordinary single-petal type, often found along roadsides. Take a closer look at the graceful layers of its petals. Its blooming season can last from late April well into October, and even longer in warmer southern climates. Once a flower fades, trim away the stem, and it will quickly send out fresh buds from the leaf nodes below, bloom after bloom, as a summer-loving plant. Its ability to thrive in heat and sunlight is exceptional, as long as it's not left in prolonged drought. The more sun it receives, the more splendid it will grow. Plant just one small seedling, give it ample sunshine, and don't think that loving heat means it fears the cold. It can withstand winter lows of -15 degrees Celsius to 20 grados bajo cero, and the northern Jiangsu. It may even keep its greenery year-round. It's also highly drought-tolerant. So, if you occasionally forget to water it, it won't hold a grudge. Simply water when the soil is dry, and be sure to avoid letting water collect around the roots. Another great advantage isn't demanding about fertilizer, even without feeding. It will still bloom generously, of course. A little fertilizer now and then will help it flourish even more. A basic balanced type works well. Just avoid high nitrogen formulas, as too much nitrogen can lead to powdery mildew. As with many plants, this plant's first flush of blooms this year lasted about a month. When those faded, I pruned away the spent flowers to prevent seed formation and save energy, and it hasn't stopped blooming since. Even before I finished trimming the old flowers at the top, new buds are already forming below. That's how vigorous it is. I've also planted other coreopsis varieties this year, and they are now brimming with buds. This morning, the first one opened, and I'm excited to see how the rest perform. If they do well, I'll gladly recommend them to you. That's all for today. If this plant catches your eye, why not plant some soon? Follow Chiang Mai. Let's enjoy the beauty of flowers and vegetables together. Has your dianthus finished its blooming? Mine is now dotted with faded blossoms. At this stage, it's time to trim away the spent flowers. If there are only a few, a sharp pair of scissors works perfectly. Gently snip each faded bloom, and avoid pulling or twisting, as that could harm the plant. So, once your dianthus flowers fade, prune them promptly to preserve nutrients, and direct the plant's energy toward fresh growth and buds, removing old blooms. Also frees up space and resources for new flowers, while keeping the plant in good health. When pruning dianthus, choose a sunny morning before the heat of the day. It's cooler then, and you'll also avoid most insects. Why sunny weather? Because pruning leaves small cuts, and sunlight helps them dry and heal faster, reducing the chance of infection. It also boosts photosynthesis, helping the plant recover quickly on rainy days. Excess moisture can encourage fungal issues, and after sunny day pruning, avoid watering immediately. Dianthus tolerate dryness well, so water only when the soil truly needs it. With each careful snip, your dianthus will begin a graceful renewal. If you're looking for a flowering shrub with a long blooming period, natural resilience, and strong tolerance for both heat and cold, hibiscus is a wonderful choice. It can bloom from late spring all the way until it rests in winter. Remember how I pruned mine in the colder months? Now it's lush and heavy with buds. This morning, I spotted the very first bloom, a lovely sight. It can endure cold down to -15 degrees Celsius to 20 grados bajo cero, and thrive in summer heat above 40 degrees Celsius. It isn't picky about soil, and grows happily along garden borders or roadside edges. Hibiscus adores the sun, so plant it in a bright spot. The more light it enjoys, the better it grows, and the more flowers it produces. It's also impressively hardy, so much so that it's a favorite for landscaping in many regions. The only small drawback is that it can attract aphids before blooming, but this is easy to manage. I use slow-release pellets in spring after the leaves appear, and even 2 months later, my plants remain spotless. Another delightful bonus: hibiscus flowers are edible. They can be lightly stir-fried with eggs, added to soups, or crisp fried for a snack. All delicious, of course, if you plan to eat them. Avoid chemical treatments, and choose gentle, natural enzyme sprays instead. Hibiscus comes in many varieties, from single to double blooms, and in a wide range of colors. Each one stunning in its own way. Plant one in your garden, and it'll be a joy for years to come.